Hi Luca, welcome. Thank you for being here. Introduce yourself, please, as a member of Upside Down movement, uh, and also introduce the movement, please.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Luca Quarchioni. I'm 20 and I come from Ancona, a city in the region of Marche in the center of Italy. So, Sottosopra, Upside Down, is a youth movement that operates on the field of children's rights. It was born as a project by Save the Children, and its aim is to take actions that validate the rights of the CRC, Convention on the Rights of the Child, from the United Nations. So what we do is we start from those rights. We analyze which one is the one we feel needs to be protected the most in our area, and then we do actions, concrete actions to do something about it. So like events, campaign, spreading awareness, and such.
Okay, thank you very much. So, um, let's say that what Luca is about to tell us can be seen as a good practice of recovery after natural disaster, in this case, earthquake. In other words, a good example of community resilience through the commitment of community resources that in this case are the upside down members and also the available municipal bureaucratic documentation, I think. But I don't want to spoiler it. So the second question is, in short, what did you what did your project consist of?
So yeah, the project was called Cuidar, and it was born in order to let kids have their word on the topic of natural emergencies. So we focus primarily on earthquakes because they're very common in our area, the region of Marche. And the project was structured in a series of meetings that led to a final product. So in our case, we decided to create a website called Piano alla Mano, which in English can be translated to plan in hand. And so plan referring to the emergency plan that every city activates when an emergency happens. And so the emergency plan of Ancona, our city, is a very long and pretty boring document. So we wanted to make it more approachable and readable by our peers. And so, yeah, that's the main idea behind the website.
Perfect. Can you please show us the website?
Great. So yeah, that's the main surface of our website. And so this is a map of Ancona, our city, and we have a series of pins. And so like every pin has a meaning. So here, of course, it's in Italian, but maybe it could be translated in the future. And so all the different marks indicates different areas or places that we think are important to know when an earthquake or every kind of emergency really happens. So we have the yellow ones, which are the areas where people need to gather when an earthquake happens. And then we have the red ones, which are the risk areas where it's better not to be when an earthquake happens. And then we have the resources and we called it strong points, strong areas, where like kids can go there and get informed and learn more about their rights and emergencies and like how law works in this case. And so yeah, and then we have the hospitals. Then here we can go to the other sections of the website. Here it's explained the project, how it was born. So it talks about Cuidar, as we already discussed. And then we have the Sottosopra movement, upside down in English. And then here we have the history calendar of Ancona, as we called it. And it's basically like a series of dates that indicate whenever an emergency happened in Ancona, and it changed the morphology, but like also like it had an impact on the city and on the people. And so we thought it was important to think about that as well. And then here we have the actions that we need to take, and like what should we do whenever an earthquake happens. Here we have what we suggest to do according to the emergency plan before an earthquake. Then here we have during the earthquake, and then at the end, finally, after the earthquake, what are the best things to do. And then here we have finally the emergency plan explained, because we started from there, as I said. So we took the emergency plan and made it more approachable to our peers. Okay. And then here, finally, we have a list of links and numbers that can be useful to call whenever an emergency happens. And here we have some links to websites. And then at the very end, that's the opportunity for whoever visits our website to leave us a feedback in order to help us to improve it. And our dream is to maybe one day fill the whole map of Italy, or maybe the whole map of Europe, with all the marks and the marks that we place in order to make it more approachable to all our peers in the European Union. Yeah.
The last question, that is a bit personal, but it's also important. How did this active citizenship experience make you feel?
Okay. So I'd say that this experience has been inspiring for so many different reasons. First of all, we got to work with Save the Children. That is a very well-structured organization, so it's always like you always learn something. And then we were able to dive deeply into the topic of emergencies, which is not a very common topic to discuss at our age. I mean, I was a bit younger when we did the project, so I was still in high school, and it definitely isn't something that most kids in high school are educated about. And then lastly, it was a very nice opportunity. And for example, we were able to go to Chigi Palace, which in Italy is the seat of the Council of Ministers and the official residence of the Prime Minister of Italy. And so we got to go there, and we got to share our experience there. And also some of us got to go to Lisbon, where they met other people from other European countries that did the same project, Cuidar. And so yes, it was a very fun experience, and we learned a lot from it. And I think it changes us deeply in the way we see our society, and what can we do whenever an emergency happens.
That's an action that may be seen both preventive and reactive.
Exactly, yes.
And also, I guess your personal self-empowerment changed and turns into community empowerment.
Exactly. Yeah, and also because cuidar, I didn't say it, but it's a Portuguese word, and it means to take care of. And so I think that really sums up the whole project, like to take care of our society and community and our city. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Luca. And
thank you so much.
your movement, and thank you to Save the Children.